welcome, podcast viewers. This is a live cast. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. It is Fret Talk number 139. Hard to believe we've lasted that long. You're here with your host, it's me, but you're also here with the guy who rhymes with me, it's Lee. Say all right, Lee?
All right, mate.
Hello. Say hi, Matt.
Where is he?
He's not here, but we've got to fill in for him. We are joined by an amazing dude and special guest today. It's Mr. Alex of Zander Effects. What up?
Hiya.
How's it going?
Yeah, all good.
I mean, it's better than watching Top Gear, isn't it, on a Sunday night. This.
I didn't even know. Is Top Gear still going?
It's been years, absolutely. But that's the thing you think of when it's Sunday night. It's Top Gear night.
Yeah.
I've been watching through the latest series of Top Gear. It's really good. The one I watched yesterday cracked me up.
Go on, Lee. Give us a rundown of the latest the latest fucking series.
I shall not, because we've got loads to talk about, and I could talk about cars for ages. We just don't want that, really, do we? I am wearing a Guinness shirt though to celebrate St. Paddy's Day. That didn't happen.
Yeah. And you're coughing to celebrate something else that's going on in the world.
Yeah, something we can't mention because this is going live on YouTube as well. So, my colleague, if you can watch YouTube for comments, and I'll keep an eye on Facebook for comments.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really should be doing. Yeah, okay, I'll get on that.
Lovely. Cheers.
I'm still on the streaming trial. Actually, let's get that off.
Our secret little
that's it. It's
tryout.
Peek beyond the curtain here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Right, yeah. Whilst I'm looking for this, Lee, fill us in, please. So what's going on today?
Right. Okay, so, Alex, you have officially re-announced the Junipero, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, not really kind of re-announced. It's more... It's been one of those things that's just been a slow burner, and obviously for obvious reasons has had setbacks and delays. But now we're waiting on kind of the last part to arrive, and then it can come out. But yeah, the video from the unit that I've got dropped today, and it's kind of the first full look at all the patches and all the sounds that the pedal can make, kind of in one kind of coherent piece, because there are little bits floating about on YouTube from NAMM and places like that, but the first kind of official thing from us. Yeah,
that's cool. So do you want to tell us a little bit about it, because it's a multi modulation pedal, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's been in the works for nearly 2 years now. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, just because of my love of kind of choruses and modulation effects.
You're not alone.
But yeah, obviously, starting out, it's fuzzes and stuff are easier to work on at the beginning when you're still trying to find your feet and that. So it was obviously quite an ambitious project to take on, and obviously haven't done it by halves with what's kind of come out at the end. So yeah, it's in a nutshell, it's 8 modulation effects. So you've got chorus, a couple of choruses, flanger, phaser, tremolo, harmonic tremolo, ring modulator, aliaser, and then on top of that, the kind of functionality that wraps around those 8 effects are full stereo in and out. Tap tempo with 5 subdivisions, 5 onboard presets, full MIDI and expression control, buffered or true bypass. And that kind of covers most of it. So the way I've tried to kind of explain it to people is, if think of it as like a Wampler Terraform or a Strymon Mobius, but from like a small independent builder coming from that kind of angle rather than from a larger company.
Yeah, so it's like the MD 500 and the Terraform and those sort of things. Yeah, that's really cool. That's tell us. You say you got a couple of choruses on there. What are the different choruses?
So the first, I'll run through the patches quick. So you've got, the first patch is just like a classic chorus with a detune control. So for context, all the patches have a rate, depth, and then a control knob, which it varies depending on what the patch is. So it's like a third parameter. And then obviously you've got tone, level, and mix to blend between wet and dry. But yeah, so the first patch is like a classic kind of chorus, and the control knobs are detune control. So you can basically make it kind of go really, really wild, or you can dial the chorus back and just use the detune control, and then you almost get a kind of vibrato effect where it's like it's a chorus, but there's no kind of wobble or rate to it, if you like.
Okay. I want to hear that. It sounds. I don't know if that's going to sound crazy or whether it's going to sound tame.
You can kind of go everywhere in between. So it's basically like a really mild pitch shift. So it basically takes the wet signal and just detunes your signal down by like up to like half a step.
Okay.
You can kind of go anywhere in between. Second patch is a multi-voice chorus. You've got 4 choruses, which is kind of more of like the modern. I say modern, like moving forward from like what was like the original like boss units into like some of the rack stuff.
Is that more like a dimension sort of sound?
Kind of. I mean, you'll have rate, but it's more along the line of like a chorus ensemble effect, where you've got multiple voices that are kind of running as a percentage of the main chorus voice.
Okay.
The third patch is a flanger, and the control knob blends between 3 different modes. So you've got through 0 at one end, kind of vibrato flanger in the middle, and then all the way up you've got kind of the classic flanger with feedback. Sound that you get from like an Electric Mistress or whatever, that kind of ballpark. Fourth is the phaser, and the control knob is a feedback. So you can kind of get really more like vocal, like rather than just like the phase 90 kind of sound. You can kind of go into more some of the crazier, like how like Tame Impala use phasers and that kind of thing.
Right.
5 is a tremolo, and then you've got a blend between sine, like a classic sine wave, and something that's more like a repeat percussion style. So more kind of choppy, not a square wave, more kind of like a ramp almost. 6 is the harmonic trem, and you've got like a cue control, so you can kind of go into like auto wah kind of categories.
Go on, clarify for us the difference between a harmonic trem and a normal trem, because I think I know, because
we had Hello Sailor Joe do this for us on the Christmas cast.
Yeah.
So a normal trem just modulates amplitude, just volume, so you're just going on and off. With the harmonic trem, you don't actually ever get volume cancellation. So what it does is you split the signal into
bass and a treble, isn't it?
Yeah, so you split into high low frequencies, and then you flip the phase of one of them, and that's where you kind of get that weird crossover where it kind of sounds like almost like a phaser, kind of that kind of wobbly sound.
Yeah.
And that's basically how it works. So it's very different from a normal trem.
So am I right in saying it's not actually dipping the volume of the tone? What it's doing is it's adding phase cancellation.
Effectively, yeah.
Right, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I've never thought of it like that. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Harmonic trem always sounds more vibey to me, and because of the phase.
Yeah, it's definitely more in that ballpark of like a vibe or a phaser than it would be like a normal tremolo. It's a totally different effect. Only really similar in name. And then just quickly the last 2 patches. So 7 is a vibrato and trem that run in sync.
Yeah.
So you kind of get kind of faux Leslie sounds, and in stereo it pans vibrato left and tremolo right.
Do the choruses do that?
So they all have kind of separate stereo functions. So with the first chorus, for example, the detune gets split to the stereo channel, but the chorus stays on the left channel. So you can then kind of separate it. with the flanger, the LFO pans the outputs. So with the through zero, you get it cancelling through one amp and then back through the other, so it kind of fades right the way across. Same with the tremolo, it pans. With the harmonic trem, it splits the high and low frequencies to the different channels.
Nice.
Oh, right, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so you kind of get, and then when you start introducing the mix control again, where you're bringing back the clean signal into both, that's when you start to get these weird kind of
like throbbiness, is it?
Yeah, these weird kind of wobbles. Like even with like the normal the trem, we were just shifting volume. When you start mixing back the clean signal, especially in the stereo mode, you'll start to almost get the sensation of the pitch moving, kind of like when an ambulance comes past, like with the pitch.
Oh, the Doppler effect. Yeah.
It's basically kind of doing that.
Are you thinking about Big Bang Theory now?
Am I what? Sorry.
Are you thinking about the Big Bang Theory now? When Sheldon went as a Doppler effect.
I'm nerdy enough to have known what that expression was before that, but yeah.
I just love that. What have you gone as Halloween for? What have you gone to Halloween as? And I've gone as the Doppler effect. It's just brilliant. I'm glad he didn't go Schrodinger's cat. That could have been awkward.
So the last one, it's ring mod and
it's an aliaser, which is basically similar to a bit crusher, kind of. So if you think of like the whole, it's basically like kind of destroying and degrading the signal, if you like. From a digital, in a
really digital way, you can get really kind of 8-bit sounds from it, can't you?
Yeah, basically, yeah. The ring mod runs through the LFO as well. So it's not. I mean, you can, if you turn the rate all the way down, you can use the depth as a normal ring mod. It just selects the frequency. But when you're
the LFO is low frequency oscillator, isn't it? So. Just for people who are listening that don't really know.
Basically, an LFO is low frequency oscillator. So it's basically the wave that wobbles. So like when you hear a chorus or a phaser, that kind of the speed and pitch of it is how deep and fast it's moving. Normally with the ring mod, you'd have it would just be kind of stationary, for want of a better word. But this runs through the LFO, so you can basically pitch the ring modulator up and down, and if you don't go too crazy with the depths, you can just get some kind of weird glitchy tremolo sounds where the speed of the trem will ramp up and then back down again.
Somewhere around here I've got a tremolo from Gojira Effects, and do you know Scott over at Gojira?
Yes, I do, yeah.
And he's got a little switch on.
Drunk.
Happy St. Paddy's Day. Yeah. But yeah, so it's got a little switch on it which doubles the speed, and one of the really cool things about that is when you do that, you can get ring mod sort of sounds. Is there an actual relationship between ring mods and tremolos? Is a ring mod just a really fast trem?
It's a little bit more complicated than that, but you can, as you said, you can work both ways with like if you've got a ring mod, like turning it down to really subtle settings, you'll get kind of weird glitchy trem sounds, and then vice versa with a trem. If you turn it to really extreme settings, you'll kind of get into borderline ring mod. There are some other bits and pieces going on, but yeah, you can kind of make like faux ones, if you like, from those kind of effects.
So a ring mod quite often has almost like a doubling effect. Like when you listen to old Randy Rodek records and he's got a doubler on it and it sounds kind of metallic, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think that comes part and parcel of just having of the effect itself, and also probably some latency things as well. You're having with a lot of effects as well.
Well, that's interesting. Right.
I've never heard a ring mod that hasn't sounded crazy as balls.
Yeah, they're all really weird. They can be used to good effect. I'm thinking there's a lot of stuff on some of the Queens of the Stone Age stuff. They use it pretty good, but I get people's I I guess not fear, but I can't think of a better word. But you know what I mean. Their apprehension of using it.
I would absolutely say fear. I would absolutely hold my hands up and say I am scared of the ring mod.
There's one on the Meris Enzo, and I tune that in occasionally because it does start to turn the synthy sound into something just a little bit weirder. And that's kind of nice to have, especially when you mix it with a bit of delay. If you just play with a ring mod dry on its own, it's going to sound crap. But if you start putting a bit of reverb, a bit of delay on it and stuff like that, you can start to get some really interesting sounds. Very Radiohead sort of thing.
Yeah, I think the key is mixing it back in with
the clean. Yeah, definitely.
If you can dial in like a fifth note with the ring mod or something like that, and then use the clean, stick a fuzz on it or whatever, then you can start getting those kind of really weird synthy sounds.
Yeah, that always helps. So, when are you thinking this is going to be released, or things taken into consideration?
I need to chase up the supplier for this last part, and that's basically everything else is ready to go. Boards are soldered, enclosures are printed and drilled. All the promo stuff, all the brochures are done. It's literally this one part that I've been waiting on for just over 3 months now. And we just hit obviously a series of bad events. So as soon as it comes out, I mean, I'm hoping I'm meant to have parts this month, so I'm hoping for maybe mid to late April.
Fingers crossed for you, man.
Thank you very much.
So before we go any further, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, should we give our Patreons a shout out? Because Andrew Spimson's just said hey to us, and I just thought, oh, hi Andrew, we've missed a little bit of the what we would normally introduce.
We can do, yeah. I've been sticking them at the end for the non-live cast, but let's stick it here. Why not?
Why not, man?
Patreon. We've got so from as little as $2 a month, should I say? You can support us on Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/FretTalk, you can find all the details. And we have got, as you mentioned, we've got Mr. Andrew Bimpson is one of our exclusive, lovely, amazing, sexy Patreon patronisers. Who else have we got? So let's do this in order because I've not written them down today. So we've got Bimson, we've got Adam Yeomans, we've got Everything Joseph, we've got there's more people. Doug Christ. You've put me on the spot here, man. You've put me on the spot.
My bad. I thought you had the list. I should have given you a bit of heads up. Adam Yeomans is in the chat as well.
Is he? Maybe he can help me out. Who am I missing? Max John Gibbons from the YMag podcast, and there's one final one which is Hugh G. Rection. I think,
which is actually he's handle, isn't it? Yeah. I could have picked a better word for that, couldn't I?
Yeah, don't handle huge erection. I've got a sneaking suspicion that might not be his actual name.
Or his parents hated him. Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Hang on. I should have transitioned over to that one. There we go. So we can see that. Right. Adam said, "Hey."
Yo, what's up? He's been sharing with me his latest pedal builds actually, and he's been doing some amazing tagboard stuff. And he uses ridiculously oversized vintage capacitors.
Oh right.
But for no other reason than they look really awesome. So this is just like these giant military old green caps that are like axial caps.
Joe does that as well, doesn't he?
His is there's reason behind it. I believe there's more of a reason. I mean, his thought process is like vintage is better, right? Sure. So he'll try and shove like some old Russian transistors in there, or like paper in oil caps, or like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right. What about you, Alex? Do you ever toy with any of that sort of stuff?
I did when when we first started out, and even when I was just like learning to build, I was building on tagboard and stuff, not necessarily like old vintage components, but which I've dabbled in a couple of times. But I mean, yeah, we kind of started on like old strip board, like turret board kind of stuff, and then moved into tagboard, and then eventually like that proper circuit board. And now we're kind of going. No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It's all right, I'm just pulling your leg.
And then we're kind of even going even further away from that now with a lot of the new stuff going on to surface mount, like small stuff. Just because once you kind of move into that direction, it speeds the building process up.
Absolutely.
You can get the circuit boards pre-populated, can't you?
Yeah, so that's the other way of doing it, is that you can, especially common components, like obviously for like a lot of fuzzes and stuff, we'll use really common resistor values.
Yeah, 10k, 100k, all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, common cap values and stuff. So you can actually get the company that manufactures the circuit board. You can actually, while you're doing it, can you just chuck them through the oven and put a load of resistors on there as well? And then it means that we've only got to put on some pops and a couple of through-hole caps, because some of the larger value caps we keep through-hole because you can run into issues with like microphonics with some higher value capacitors with surface mount. So we kept some of the high values through-hole, so we're still doing that by hand.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to quite a few chaps who make pedals, and there's one who I'm not gonna mention the name of, just in case he doesn't want me to disclose this, but he does where he uses like the surface mount stuff for all of the components that aren't directly in the signal path.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Yeah.
And I assume like certain capacitors to avoid that problem as well. But he said, it's cut his time down from having like 30 minutes per board or whatever to being like literally 4 components. Yep, sound as easy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean it's night and day. I mean we're still in the kind of process of figuring it all out and sorting it all out. But even just from the first couple of attempts that we've made, it's night and day from what it was before.
Yeah. And it's meant that you've been able to reduce sizes on some of your pedals as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, so that's one of the big plans for this year, other than the Junipero, obviously, is we're moving all of our standard range down into a smaller format that's like the same size as like I guess a similar size to a Boss pedal, that kind of thing. It's obviously it's a different box.
I do believe I have a picture of, and I'll find it, but I've got a picture of one of the original size ones and the new version. So let me find them and put them up against each other so people can see them. You guys crack on.
They're coming down. I mean, height-wise, they're about the same, but they're only about 2/3 of the width. And it also allows us to bring in a couple of other improvements. So we're moving away from the kind of standard traditional stomp switch into relay switching. Because it's digital switching, we can also do latching and momentary, which is, I think, similar to what Earthquaker devices do. So basically tap on, tap off for normal on and off functionality, but if you press and hold,
function,
it only works while you're holding it down.
Is that like Mr. Miyagi stuff?
What?
Tap on, tap off.
Oh, okay. I mean, the first pedal that I was made aware about that was the Spark Boost, and I thought it's an amazing feature, especially for a boost, because you might just want it for just a short passage. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, and it just means for live use, it's it's definitely helpful, especially with ours where we've got like the dual foot switch functionality. Obviously, it just means if you want, you can just step on that secondary function temporarily and come back. Like for example, in the Cyclone, the switch bypasses the tone stack in the fuzz, so you can just you can just go
Funny you should mention that, because there it is up on the screen. So you've got before and after. So you've got same amount of switches, same amount of knobs, but you can see it's considerably smaller. This is an MXR style enclosure, isn't it?
Yeah, effectively. Yeah.
So whilst we're here, let's have a chat about the Cyclone. So the name kind of gives away what we're talking about in terms of tone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So silicon based fuzz.
Yeah. So this was actually the first pedal that we ever made as Zander.
Nice.
There's actually, I mean, there are a few kicking about that won't even have the Zander logo on it, because we started when I was making just small batches as a DIYer. There were a few that this was kind of the first name that actually had like a graphic put on it, even though there was no company behind it. So there are a few kicking out about there somewhere. But yeah, so it kind of started off as a fuzz factory, basically.
Okay, yeah.
But obviously the fuzz factory is germanium based, which I don't really care for want of a better word. They're too temperamental. Yeah. They're getting harder to find. And you know, silicon doesn't necessarily sound any worse. It doesn't sound any worse. It's just a different sound. Yeah. So for my own sanity, I went all silicon. Added a load of other controls, mostly around the kind of tone shaping. Started swapping out a load of parts, basically to the point where, you know, you tweak with it so much, it's really forgiving to, because the circuit itself is effectively a fuzz face that you're then breaking the circuit on, if you like, which is what makes it make all those kind of crazy oscillations. It's really forgiving to swapping out parts. So I would just test chucking different parts in, and that was how I kind of learned how the circuit worked. And then, so that's kind of where it kind of originated from. And then obviously over time we started working on more original designs and then taking it to the extreme. But yeah, the Cyclone was the first kind of Zander pedal, if you like.
And it's one of the ones
to get my hands on one of them, because I love the Fuzz Factory. It's just Muse, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, this one it takes it a little bit more. For me, more into like a synthy territory, because where the silicon stuff just like is so overly, is so compressed. It's really easy and consistent dialing the octaves on, so you can dial in upper and lower octaves with certain settings. That's the only thing about germanium, is that they can be so temperamental that, you know, if the room's a different temperature, the settings on that pedal might sound from one week to another. Whereas with silicon, you don't get that issue.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to borrow one of these off you, I think, man, because it'd be good fun. We'll do a live stream of it. It should be good fun. The next one I've got, I found before and after photos of the Sono. Do you want to have a chat about that one?
Yeah, so the reason that, I mean, the Sono is our bass pedal, so it's a kind of a preamp drive and a fuzz. The only reason, so basically these are the only two that have kind of part way through making the leap over, purely because they have the same control layout, and it was easy to get in one go, and then all the others.
Very honest of you.
Yeah, they require some more reworking, so it's going to be further on down the line with that.
Yeah. So the other pedals, so like the Cranium, Cafetiere, American Geek, all that, they all have the same layout as well. So it means we can create like a modular board, if you like, that we can fit in with everything. So it made sense to split it this way. But yeah, the Sono was our only kind of bass specific pedal, although it sounds great on guitar as well. So you've got a light to mid gain overdrive, and then a kind of more modern kind of Velcro-y bass fuzz. They're stackable, and they both have independent clean blend controls. So with the right settings, you can get a mix of clean, fuzz, and drive all at once going through the same amp.
I just looked at the stream and saw the revised version of the Sono. That looks amazing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we reworked all the graphics, and then the knobs that are getting done are custom to us. They're not kind of stock knobs or anything. They were designed for us.
Yeah, because on the standard one, it was just standard Davies knobs, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the plastic like 1900H ones. Whereas these are similar dimension, like 13mm, but they're anodized aluminium. So yeah, I mean, obviously they're harder wearing, and we got them done in a load of colours. So the plan is obviously knobs will match the colour of the artwork and stuff going forward. So for example, the American Geek later down the line, blue knobs, surplus green knobs.
Yeah.
It's nice that you're not cutting costs on it, because it's you can quite clearly see that, and I know a lot of people do cut costs because they need to, because they've got to be sold at a certain point. But you kind of like just quality, regardless.
Yeah, totally. I mean, so this will be for some of these pedals. I mean, the Cyclone especially. I mean, some of these are having their 5th revision now in what will be 5 years soon. So, I mean, for me, it's just been a case of, obviously I built the company up from nothing as a hobbyist, and it's just like as and when we have the money or the time to put in development into changing a product or improving it, then that's what we do. So, going back 4 or 5 years, it would be, you'll find like a hand painted box with the turret board wiring inside, whereas if now you open up one of the new Cyclones, it's it's all surface mount stuff for the most part, with relay switching and stuff. So just as time's gone on, we've just kind of tried to walk rather than run, and just kind of build it up slowly and develop the product slowly over the years as it allows.
I know it does sound like we kiss his ass a little bit on this show, but I know Stu Tate is very, very keen on getting the quality there as well. He uses really high-end components and decent switches, and he goes through loads and loads of different switches. And I know you talked to him about it as well. But yeah, does that kind of help you, when other people are going through and doing testing, and you help them as well? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, obviously, through doing this, I've met loads of people that are similar to me, just like one-man bands, trying to set up companies and whatever. But yeah, I mean, the thing that I had learned fairly early on was that buying cheap stuff really doesn't pay off in the long run, especially with things like switches and stuff, because the switches will fail, and then customer wants to send it back, and you've got to deal with the postage back and forth. Before that happens, that might happen 10 times if you get a dodgy batch of cheap switches. So it was just kind of, let's put after that first kind of realization, again, still kind of finding my feet and figuring out how to do it. It's like, oh no, let's buy from the reputable places, get the products right. It might cost a little, it's a bit more of an outlay to begin with, and your unit cost goes up, but over the long run, it pays off.
Yeah, it's good. It's the group of guys that we're all kind of involved with. It kind of grows on a weekly basis almost. But it's really nice that we're all there, to give. I don't build anything, but I'm involved with a few guys, and it's nice, because we've got this event hopefully that's going to happen in September. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? 'Cause that's quite exciting.
Yeah, so it's a show that I'm running in September in Stourbridge. So it's a nice easy drive for someone on the stream.
Yeah. I could walk there if I really, really fancied it, but
yeah. So it kind of it's a pedal only event. And obviously we're allowing boards and patch cables as well. So you'd have like Alder and Ash and pedal patch and stuff there. Everyone knows those guys. But it kind of came off the back of me finishing a few shows. 2018 and 2019, I did pretty much all the shows up and down the country. So I think in 2018 we must have done like nearly 20 shows, and probably similar in 2019. And kind of coming out the back of it, realising that there's a lot of there's a lot of rubbish in some of these shows, and it doesn't always attract the best audience, especially for pedal stuff. Obviously, if people want to go there and look at Les Pauls and Marshall amps and whatever, then they're fine. But sometimes the market, the audience falls a little bit short of some of the stuff that we sell.
Yeah.
And there's been other events where we've seen each other there, where like you're not even hosting. The London Guitar Show that was not the last one, but the one before, and things like that. And it's not to say you only go to ones where that you're hosting, and it just shows that you're really involved in that sort of environment.
Yeah. I mean, over the last few years, I've been as a punter and I've been as a as an exhibitor, and there are for the most part they're pretty good, but there are a couple of pitfalls that normally fall short. Like I said, sometimes the market that they're the audience that they're marketing to isn't right, so you don't get a particularly people that are interested in pedals don't normally turn up for the most part. They're loud, which is a pain. Obviously, it's hard to demo anything properly, so we've been switching to headphone setups. We've been doing that for a little while at shows, and then a lot of the time they're just poor location as well for some of them. So with this one, obviously we're starting small, so we're trying to pick. We picked a central location, and obviously if this goes well, then we'll do more. But yeah, so far we think we've got 21 exhibitors on board, mostly small independent. So we've got, like you've mentioned a few of them. Gajira are coming. We've got Ranger Effects coming. Stuart from Tate.
Oh, I'm not going then.
But yeah, loads of people. So that's effectsexpo.co.uk is the site, and there's all the exhibitors are on there. You can read about that. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I've said to the guys, it's a team effort from everyone. I'm technically running it, but I'm not an events organizer. So I just said to the guys, do you want to? We kept it affordable for people as well, which was the other thing, is that a lot of the shows price out some of the smaller guys, especially like the bigger ones. So I kept it kind of affordable for a table, and just said, if you want to take a punt on it, come, we'll try and make it work.
I've been to a show back last year, and it was a silent show. It was big show over in Germany, and it was amazing. Best show I've ever been to, because everything was done through headphones, and the quality of the sounds you get through headphones now is fantastic. So
there's no Billy Big anymore. Bollocks over here. Oh yeah, I've been to Germany.
Only because you're a northerner and you never go out anywhere.
Let's stop there. Alex, you mentioned that it was a central location, didn't you?
Central-ish. Stourbridge it's in the Midlands, isn't it?
Yeah, which is in the middle, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's central.
That's 2 against 1, Lee.
Scotland.
Shut your cake hole. There's an ongoing rift where Lee tries to suggest that I'm a northerner.
No. I state quite clearly you're a northerner, and you tried to suggest that you're not.
I will admit that. I mean, obviously being from Essex, I probably fall foul to that assumption as well. I probably make those kinds of comments as well. But no, I mean, geographically speaking, I think you are technically in the Midlands. So.
Nothing technical about it. It is literally in the middle. But yes, yeah. I mean, speaking about some of the observations that I've had through these shows as well, and you've mentioned the clientele not particularly being pedal friendly. It always seems to be that amp manufacturers. And you can tell me if you agree with this one, but amp manufacturers seem to think that their amps can only sound good when they are cranked, completely cranking the bollocks off them.
It's true,
and
it's true.
Even with the best headphone setup in the world, it's if you're sat next to old Mr. Billy Big Bollocks with his amps, turning these amps up to 11, something's got to be taken away from your
Yeah, I mean, I don't buy into it at all. I mean, and there are loads of solutions to get around that as well, like with attenuators and and whatever. So, I don't get me wrong, there is something to be said about obviously pushing some air, but show isn't the right place for it.
No, and
100 other exhibitors.
You can push an amp and still have it running through headphones. I do it all the time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, especially with like with all the new cab emulators and stuff coming out. That it can sound fine for headphones.
There's no excuses. I mean, the past couple of casts we've been absolutely harping on about Two Notes and their stuff, and it was like so ubiquitous in the Birmingham show. So many people running those. Yeah,
they're everywhere.
Those units. To whip it back around to your pedal lineup, we've mentioned the Sono, we've mentioned the Silicon. You mentioned a few others actually. So you mentioned the American Geek. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what the Geek is? I think
I can wrap two up in one actually. So the American Geek and the Seaver.
Because they're two flavors of a similar kind of circuit, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're both based on the Big Muff. The American Geek is the transistor version, and the Seaver is the op amp version. So you're talking, Siamese Dream in a box kind of sound.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it came from, obviously, as you can tell, both named after kind of Pumpkins references. One of my favourite kind of bands growing up. But yeah, so I mean, the idea with a lot of our pedals, and people will see this if they see any of ours, is it kind of is how we started with a lot of the first circuits. Was how do we basically just start messing around with it and see what taking parts out does. And seeing where the pitfalls are of like the original circuit. So, for example, with the Big Muff, obviously everyone knows about the big mid scoop. So it's how do we mess with that and add controls, and so you can still get that sound, but then obviously dial it back in. Dial back the mids, because if you're running a Strat through a twin, that's already really scoopy.
Yeah, you've got no mids at all.
For that. So it's just it's basically just giving because people always talk about the sound of a pedal, and they never talk about what the rest of the rig is. Just about giving the pedal as much kind of versatility as possible, so that you can dial in a decent sound with any setup.
Yeah, we've got both pictures of the Seaver and the American Geek up on the screen now, and you can see that they've got the same basic layout. Yeah. 4 knobs at the top, 3 underneath, and then you've got max gain, so you can just on one, and then you've got. I'm guessing this is 2 gain stages.
Yeah, so they're slightly different. I mean, we're probably going to tweak it to be consistent with when they move over to the smaller format. But yeah, on the American Geek, you've basically got like it's kind of like a blow switch where it takes the gain pop out. Yeah, it's just timed. And then on
that sort of thing's popular up north.
And then on the Seaver, you've got the 2 gains that you can set one high and one low.
Does the Seaver not have the 6-way diode?
Yes, it does in the middle. Yeah. So you still got that in the middle.
Don't they?
Yeah, so all the other pedals have, with the exception of obviously the Cyclone and Sono, the rest of them all have that 6-way clipping switch, which is kind of weirdly, it was never intended to be.
Yeah, your signature, isn't it? Yeah.
It's kind of become our signature thing, yeah. And it varies in a couple of them. For the most part, they're consistent, and when they move over, I think they will be. Which is another thing to mention in the smaller ones. I've managed to find a mini rotary that has 8 positions on it, so you'll actually have more clipping options with the smaller ones.
No way.
Talk us through what the 6 different diodes are. I'm guessing you get LED, silicon, tone bypass. And then what else? I mean,
it varies.
Like asymmetrical as well, and symmetrical, and
so a couple of have symmetrical and asymmetrical. That's mostly in the terra firma, but the other one, and then we'll work that out in the newer ones as well, because the extra 2 positions gives us a little bit more to play with.
I'll find the terra firma and bring that up on the screen as well.
But for most of them, you've got germanium, silicon, LED, transistor, MOSFET, and then no diodes on them.
That must be it must be quite a stark contrast if you go no diodes on a really heavy pedal. Does it then go into like more of a lighter distortion kind of sound then, and like really big headrooms?
Basically, it has all. I don't want to get too technical, but it's all to do with like the forward voltage of the diode. So basically, it just decides how much clipping. If you imagine a nice, clean sine wave.
Yep, I can do that. Yeah, I'm with you so far. Yeah,
is that right? Effectively, you'll just have heavy levels of compression with the germanium, so it'll be quite smooth.
Yeah.
And distortion, like silicon and LED are much louder and more brittle sounding. I'm trying to think of like ways to
guitar explain to us. We don't need forward voltages. We need chewy. We need super. And then obviously removing diodes, you get a much more open sound, a lot less distortion. And that's broadly speaking. Obviously, it's different for different effects. Generally speaking, the higher gain the pedal is, the more drastic the differences will be. Switching the diodes out on something like the Surplus, which is like a lighter drive. Especially if you've got the gain turned down, there isn't like a huge drastic difference between them. But it's also to do with like when you're digging in. So you'll have like, if you again with the Surplus, if you're on like a slightly cleaner sound, but you can dig in, that breakup will come earlier with a germanium diode than with an LED.
Okay, that's interesting. So
I think I've got to try one of these Surplus out, because that is very much my wheelhouse, like the light crunchy drive kind of area.
Since this is Pedalboards of Doom, I've got to ask the Terra Firma. It says power amp distortion. Is that something to do with a Sun amp?
It is, it is. Again, that kind of stemmed from that infamous circuit that uses a chip that's used in a lot of headphone amps.
Yeah, okay. Two of them smashing each other, isn't it? In that.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. And then in our signature style, we just added a load of different knobs to it. Tweaking the tone stack, because the circuit on itself, though, it tends to come out really bright. So it just gives you a way of taming it back a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you stick an MXR Blue box in this, you'll have a life pedal, wouldn't you?
Kind of. Yeah, the Blue box goes down though, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think the life pedal does as well.
I thought it went up. I thought it was like an Octavia kind of thing.
I think it goes down, but it might do.
I don't know. I'm not really that au fait with the pedal, to be honest.
No, this is completely going over my head. What are you talking about, Lee?
Oh, it's a pedal that was. Do you remember these life pedals? Was it Earthquaker?
Earthquaker did it with Sun, the band Sun, and it's effectively a Rat. It's a Rat and a boost and an octave in one, and they were selling them for. I don't know. They keep saying they're limited editions, but they keep bringing out more limited editions. And then the scalpers keep selling them on Reverb for like ridiculous money.
It makes me really angry. It really does.
Yeah, because it's got limited on it.
They make the excuse though. I bought it and I didn't like it. It's like, mate, if you bought that, you knew what it was going to sound like.
You bought 5 of them and you didn't like any of them.
Brilliant. Yeah. Sun are a good band as well. It's nice bit of listening, that is.
Yeah, I'm not really. I need to get more into the stoner stuff because I'm not really that deep into it. I mean, there's a few bands I listen to, but nothing crazy.
I mean, there's potential market for your pedals with some of those bands, because I mean, with this the Terra Firma seems like right up their alley.
Yeah, definitely, and that's kind of where we started. I mean, I'm not completely ignorant to it. I'm in the ballpark of it. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of our stuff is kind of based on basically just the stuff that we liked listening to. That I like listening to growing up. So it could be anything from.
Yeah. So you mentioned the Pumpkins.
There's Pumpkins. There's obviously Nirvana. Gosh, you just draw a blank. Dinosaur Junior. Moving into the light side, but then I'm massively into shoegaze and stuff as well, and like kind of ambient stuff, so like My Bloody Valentine, all those kind of bands like that. And then also like even just hip hop and stuff as well, like a lot of classic hip hop like Jurassic 5.
I must cut in here. Alex can't help that he lives in Essex, and that's part and parcel of living in Essex.
What's that?
You got to be into hip hop if you live in Essex.
Well, I mean, kind of. I'm not massively into like the newer trap stuff, but definitely some of the older stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, kind of listen to everything really. But it was just kind of when we started out, just finding kind of famous circuits that we like the sound of, and how do we kind of tweak them. And that was kind of how I got my building blocks of knowledge for building circuits, and then over time moved more into the digital side of things and more stuff that's unique to us.
Yeah, so I mean you've got you've got a Verb with the Exosphere, and you've got the tape deck as well.
Yeah, so both of those are actually going end of line. So I think they've now both sold out, so there won't be any more of those. But the plan is, and this is, I haven't really fully announced this yet, but basically the plan is similar to the Junipero, at some point, hopefully later in the year, early next year, we'll be bringing out a bigger delay and a bigger reverb in the same format as the Junipero to replace the tape deck and the Exosphere. So you'll have like eight reverbs or 8 delays.
Oh shit!
Yeah, with the same functionality with tap and stereo and MIDI and stuff.
I'll tell you what I've noticed recently that there's a big lack of is MIDI controllable reverbs in the small pedal form.
Yeah, I mean the small format.
I just feel like MXR size, but
yeah, I mean you've got like Dr. Scientist did the Atmosphere. I mean it's great if you want if you just want the pedal as a unit, as like the brain to then control with MIDI. But if you want to do some of that, some people don't want MIDI. Some people just want 5 presets or whatever, just that I can flick through. I want a chorus and a flanger and a phaser. And obviously you can't really it's harder to do that as well as tap or whatever it is inside a smaller enclosure because the foot switches only have so many functions.
Have yours got MIDI then? The Junipero does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Because that's missing a trick if people don't put MIDI on stuff now. It's almost becoming a standard, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Especially for like anything that isn't a drive or a fuzz or whatever. I mean, I'm sure that stuff's gonna happen eventually. I mean, for me, I don't think we'll ever do it. Not on drives and stuff, but definitely for delays and reverbs, definitely.
It's if you've got MIDI settings on a drive, it almost does away with having to have a gain 1 sound, gain 2 sound, boost, and that sort of thing, because you've got your 5 presets or whatever, and you can set them up in that sort of manner.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, I guess whether the circuit sounds, whether you can get that many different sounds out of the same circuit with your own setup, because obviously there are certain sounds, turning the gain up and down might be, there you go, you might have 2 sounds, but in between the difference might not be big enough to warrant any, a whole other preset or something. So it just depends. Obviously there was what was that one that came out a couple of years ago where it was like
Brothers?
No. It was like in this weird white enclosure.
Oh, the Electron analog.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, something like that where you've actually got different effects that makes sense. Yeah, totally.
Did you see that went on sale over at Toman for like 79 quid? And yeah. No, I'm not 100% sure, but I was going to get it, but they sold out like that.
Yeah. I saw a link to it, and when you clicked on the link, it was like, no, this one's not available, but the next one is. We're getting a bit of love for the '90s grunge and the shoegaze stuff from Grim Dixie in the YouTube chat.
Good man of good taste, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think there's a big thing for '90s sort of rock to sort of coming back, because it's really missing, isn't it? You know, you had things like the Phonics and the Manics and any other Welsh band that ends in X. But
I mean, Feeder, I suppose, would come under Welsh.
Yeah. I mean, Feeder, I'd put more. I would be more inclined to listen to Feeder than I would the other two.
Oh man, I love the Phonics and the Manics, especially the Manic Street Preachers. They are one of the best out there.
Yeah, I think I like my rock a little bit more.
With a bit more teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking. Like, I keep every so often going back to the Stereophonics and thinking maybe I should give them another chance, and then I listen to them and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is it's music.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, what's they got? I like Mr. Writer's a really good one.
Yeah,
and Dakota and stuff. Like, I like some of their hits. I don't mind listening to, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put them in my top 10, for example.
Yeah.
They've got a real groove going on. You know, they've got that sort of soulful sound. So I think it's a nice place to kind of listen to if you're in the mood listening to like some soul Motown, but you want a little bit more rocky edge to it. They sit in that sort of area quite nicely. But the Manics, you know, back in the 90s, the Manics were knocking out hit after hit after hit. You know, they couldn't do any wrong. They were like Oasis and Blur. Everything they brought out was a hit. It was crazy. But yeah, I really think there's a lot of those sort of bands from the 90s. You know, I think we're going to see a bunch more new bands come out that are more in that sort of middle of the road, but doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, a good one to check out. They're very much more in that kind of heavier side of things, but Fang Club are a good one. They're a kind of it's very Nirvana-y, it's very kind of early Weezer, grungy kind of sound, but they're a new band, so they're definitely worth checking out.
That sounds good. Still got Muse.
Yeah.
So don't really need too much more. So you're not gonna be doing the tape deck much anymore?
No. So it was a really popular one for us, but there's only really so far you can take that circuit with the chip that it's based on, and we wanted to start moving more into like having the tap functionality and the MIDI and, you know, multiple subdivisions and stuff. So which you can't really do with the technology that the tape deck uses. And that was the one thing that we kept getting requests for, is like, oh, I'd really like to have this, but I wish it had tap, or I wish it had this. And it's just like, oh, okay, can't we do that?
Yeah.
Let's just move to something else. And you know, I don't know yet, but you know, the delay that we bring out, one of the 8 settings might be an emulation of the tape deck, for example. So we might be able to have that as one of the sounds on the pedal. That'd
be wicked, like a nod back to the OG stuff.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and the same with the reverb. You know, there's no reason why we can't have an emulation of the Exosphere on there.
Yeah. Is the Exosphere the one that I've just bought a circuit for?
Yes, it is. You've just bought one of the DIY, one of the boards that one of the spare boards that I had left over. You've just bought a kit, so yep. They're not that difficult to build. The documentation you've got should be quite self-explanatory.
Yeah. There's no SMD on it, is there?
There's no what?
No SMD on that one.
No. It's all through hole. No, you're fine.
That's all right then. I should be fine. And I've got the Foxton as well, haven't I?
Yes, yeah. So that, Lee, for those that don't know, quite commonly I'll sell off boards to the DIY groups if I have like excess boards left over, because sometimes you can only order in like batches of 15 or 20, and you might only have 10 boxes to fill. So you've got 10 spare boards left over. So instead of going to waste, I'll sell them off to some of the DIY groups, and people can build their own stuff.
Yeah, I did comment. Yeah, if you want to populate that for me and just stick it in a
I remember that
case. Yeah. Yeah, I've just put the Foxton Woods up. So this is an upper octave fuzz generator. So this is an Octavia.
Kind of. It's based on the Fox Tone Machine, which was a pedal from the 70s that came in a felt-covered enclosure.
Nice.
Very, very 70s. It came in different colours, so you have like purple, orange, brown, red.
Now you've told me that. That's what I've got to do with mine, isn't it? I've got to set it with this. I reckon like crushed velvet kind of.
Have you ever seen the ones that he's painted before?
No, I haven't. No.
We'll have to send you a picture of his Raise the Dead later. They're inspired. They really are.
Here we go. Here's one.
Hang on. Let me bring this up to. Let me bring this up. Go on, Ad. Dude, show us what have you got?
This is a what is it? It's a K-line white heat, which is essentially DOD 250.
Yeah.
So I just stripped the took the circuit out and just finished that one by hand. But I did just Stuart sent me through, because again he had like a surplus of boards, so he sent me through a Raise the Dead, and I did like a semi-faithful recreation of the graphic for the Raise the Dead on that.
It looked like one of Stu's pedals had melted.
I mean, in my defence, I did it all with pens rather than professionally like screen printed or UV printed or whatever.
I remember when he sent it to me, and I was like, "What the f*** is that?" I really thought he was like changed the artwork on them, and like, but it has grown on me, and I do think it's charming.
I think, yeah, I either go down that end with the relatively charming hand painted stuff, or I'll just draw a penis on a enclosure. So you get one or t'other. But I think
I've seen that on some of your pedals before as well.
That you have. I've not got one of those kicking about, unfortunately.
Do you want to talk about this Foxton Woods then a little bit?
Yeah. So I mean, similar to some of the other ones I've mentioned, it's like I said, based on the old Fox Tone Machine, which had it basically had an issue. So you can still get the original sound on setting one on the diode switch, but basically it had a bit of an issue where it wouldn't really go above unity. Even when cranked. So we added a couple of bits in there that tweak the tone stack, so you can dial in again, because it has like a really big mid scoop, which doesn't help with that perceived volume.
Yeah.
So again, tweaking the tone stack with the body and punch controls, which kind of work interactively with the tone to, so you can dial in a slightly more, bring the mids back in a little bit, and then change the diodes as well, so you're not absolutely slamming the signal through the germanium diodes. It just means you can get it louder again, and then the octave is part of the circuit, so it's you switch that in. You can switch that in and off, so it's not used on its own. It's part of the fuzz circuit, so you get the fuzz, or you get the fuzz running through the octave.
That's cool. I was just thinking, if I bring up the comments here and just go through them, just see if there's anything we've missed on here. Do you want to do the same on YouTube?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a Grim Dixie. I sent him like, "Oh, what do you want to say?" Like, we're on live now. He just went, "Ooh, me." So if you are still watching, Grim, just shoot anything in the comments and we'll shout out. We're coming up to the end of the podcast. We're wrapping. I think we're at somewhere near an hour and 10 at the moment, which is pretty decent.
Absolutely. There was almost a fight in the group here. Stu said that if you're above the Watford Gap, you're a Northerner. He's right. And Andrew Bimson said that isn't correct. The North starts around Sheffield.
No, anything north of Milton Keynes is north.
Yeah, I think that's very very liberal as well. I think that
You'll get lynched for that opinion.
Anything above the Dartford crossing.
Literally, all I'm hearing here is oi, 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 oi.
So many of our listeners and viewers are in America. They're like, "What are these like limeys talking about?"
I mean,
they're moaning. We're not even like the size of one state out there.
That's it.
Someone told me Texas is 3 times the size of the UK.
Yeah, it is massive. Yeah, I think
everything's bigger in Texas, though, eh? Even Texas.
Andrews also said that Octave Fuzz is the best effect. Yeah, I think it's my favourite effect is the blue box. Is well stated, and that is an Octave Fuzz. It's a drop.
Yeah, you keep mentioning the blue box, Lee. You keep mentioning it.
Yeah, you make me think I need to. Maybe that'll be my next one. Seems like there's a market for it from what you're saying.
Yeah, just call it the Lee.
Mikey Demas, who did join in for a little while, I don't know if he's gone now, but he, if you're here, say hi, Mikey. But he's brought out the honey badger, and the honey badger is
honey badger don't give a shit.
It's like a really advanced blue box. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, no, I've heard it. It does sound great. Sounds great.
Did you try it in Birmingham?
I barely got a chance to leave the stand. I was being hounded all day, which is good. I can't complain, but.
It's a good problem to have, isn't it? Yeah. So busy. Oh, these customers.
People just keep buying stuff. Yeah. No.
Oh no!
I actually meant to come over because you was doing a banging deal on the t-shirts, and your artwork is amazing for your stuff.
Thank you very much. We've got a few left. I don't know whether I'll be restocking them anytime soon, but yeah, there's a few bits and pieces left. But yeah, we cleared out like 40 t-shirts over that weekend.
It doesn't surprise me, mate. So once we end up finishing going live here, I'm going to hit you up for what stock you've got left and see what we can do.
A t-shirt of this one, which I've just put up on the screen now, which is a cranium, which I think you gave to me at Ligs last year.
One of them I can't remember. Yeah, I remember
cranium. Yeah,
I think I might have a circuit board for that as well. I've got the cafetiere as well.
You still not bought that?
I've not. It's like there's a wardrobe over it. You won't be able to see it. It's just at a shop, but there's a wardrobe here, and it's just like piled full of circuits. Just the to-do list. It's a busy life being a podcaster and a YouTuber and all this nonsense. Because any time that you have, it's just like, okay, like tonight's editing, and then I've got to film this. And then
I'm going to put you on the spot, actually, mate. How would you fancy us doing a live stream where you build one?
Are you talking to me or are you talking about them?
I was talking to Mr. BudgetPedalChap.
What, live stream
you could
build?
Do it too if you wanted, Alex.
Let's do a race.
Yeah, I don't know with the new stuff. I don't know how interesting it's going to be watching me put 4 capacitors on a circuit board.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's hardly prime time view. But we've got to have then Lee with one of those like commentator microphones and just really G'ing up the whole process. And it's Alex.
I'll tell you what, if you want to make this funny, you guys should show me how to do it, because it'll just be watching me burn myself every 5 seconds.
Which end do you hold this? Lee, put it down.
Yeah, what's that?
Don't put the iron on the desk. It's going to set things on fire.
That picture of that woman holding the soldering iron like that.
Yeah, the stock photo.
I've thankfully only had one in my years of soldering. I only had one bad accident with it, which is when it fell off of my desk and I caught it like a cigarette.
Nice.
Just from sheer just put my hand out and caught it between my index and middle finger, and the blisters that came were not comfortable.
That's it. Yeah.
I have a story a bit like that. I was drilling some brackets in my lights that are up here, because the brackets had 2 holes on either side, and I wanted a hole in the middle so I could just screw one screw in, and be able to turn them, if that makes sense. And what happened was I did the first one by taking the bracket off of the light, but for the second one I couldn't be bothered. And basically the drill, it was one of those drills that you're supposed to use for drilling really wide holes, and it's got a really sharp point at the beginning.
Yeah.
I slipped and it got tied up in my jeans, but it pulled my hand tight and held my finger on it. And it all happened over a period of like, I don't know, maybe maximum of like a second, but that's a bloody long time when that's going like 10 to the dozen. What I don't understand is, it was a fairly thick drill bit and I managed to bend it and it didn't pierce my skin. It just gave me a hell of a bruise. Like a bruise that was the size of my leg.
Well, it sounds like you came out lucky on that one, I think.
Yeah, really easy, but bloody hell that hurt. Yeah, man.
Indeed. We've got our Grim mentioning in the YouTube again. Just mentioning like again love for the Pumpkins, saying like his first 2 albums were Pumpkins and their faves. Oh, he says,
yeah.
What's your favourite fuzz pedal? So go on.
Isn't your own?
It isn't mine.
Yeah. Go on. We'll do your favourite Zander pedal and then your favourite fuzz pedal, which isn't yours.
Okay, out of the Zander ones, am I picking a fuzz?
Just anything.
Okay, I'll exclude the Junipero because it's not out fully yet. Out of the current range, probably the Cranium, which is our rat-based distortion.
Yeah.
Effectively every rat in one box. Just because to me, it's the sound of the first Foo Fighters record.
Rats.
Yeah, I love that circuit.
That's a proper old one, that one.
It's such a circuit. So that's probably one of my favourites. In terms of someone else's, probably the guy that got me into building actually, which is Steve at Raygun Effects. They're in Essex as well. They're 20 minutes on the road from where I am. And his he makes loads, but his like Super Fuzz Bender is really good. He's got a couple of versions of them. The Mark III is really good with the tone control. I don't know what it's based on, but he makes some really good stuff. He's the one that makes the Game Boy Fuzz as well. I think that's what kind of took him, into the stratosphere with his brand. I think that really fired it off, which it was nice to see him doing really well out of it. But that's mostly how I kind of got into building. Actually, one of the things that gave me the kind of the gear up to kind of because I'd buy stuff from him and go and pick it up and see it was just like it's just one dude in his house making pedals. I reckon I could give it a go.
How hard could it be? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It turns out a lot harder than I thought.
That's it. But now you're in too deep to just go. Oh, it's just a hobby.
Yeah. Totally. I'm nearly 5 years in now. It's too late.
That's it. Yeah, Stuart mentions about that. How he first started, like just building pedals and like building kits and stuff off like the effects database or whatever it is. Something and he just like built some for his friends, and it was just like a WhatsApp joke or something between his friends, and then he ended up like, oh yeah, I'll release this as a pedal, and then. Shit, I'm now a pedal company. Yeah,
well, basically that's kind of similar to what happened with us, because like Maisie, my wife, gave me the kind of G-up to get into it properly, because I was designing on plain enclosures. She was like, "Why don't you start designing some graphics for it?" Because I'm a designer by trade. She's like, "Why don't you just design some graphics for it and make a brand around it and start doing it?" And I was dismissive at first, but then kind of gave it second thought and just thought I'll give it a go and see what happens. And then nearly 5 years later, it's where it is now.
Yeah, it's doing well.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You mentioned Raygun. Are they the guys that you did a collaboration with? Because didn't you?
Yeah. So last year we did the Avalanche Soda, which was one of the drives one of the circuits from the Avalanche, my Avalanche pedal. With his soda drive combined, it was really fun doing a little run of a joint pedal, and there will be more coming out soon.
Ooh.
Exclusive.
That's it. I feel like we're getting some pretty meaty exclusives going on here.
Yeah, they know, people know who it's with. It's with Champion Lecky, who is a Geordie who lives in Philadelphia.
That's an odd combination, that isn't it?
Yeah. But he makes some really cool stuff. So yeah, something with him is going to be coming out very soon. Can't really say any more than that, but yeah, won't be long.
Okay, well, keep us updated, and we'll announce it on the live cast.
Cool, sounds good.
Wait. Have we got any final things from the podcast watching me thingy? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Comments.
There's like 30 different people saying that you're a northerner. So other than that, no, nothing.
I mean, how can so many people be so wrong?
Oh no, sorry. 30,000. Sorry, 30,000. Yeah.
Oh,
counting each one.
Right. Well, at least we're getting viewing figures.
Yeah, can you imagine? We probably crashed a group.
That's it. My internet wouldn't cope with it, at least. Right. No. So let's wrap it up. As a kind of special wrap up, where do we find your stuff online, Alex? If we want to have a goosey.
Yeah. So is Circuitry.com is the website. Yeah. And just as a quick little plug, I know it's already been posted in the group, but a lot of the remaining stuff that we have left of the old stock is currently being chucked out on Reverb at a discount. So check out the Reverb store, because Mark Packham has kindly set up a sale for me. So if anyone fancies one, check it out on Reverb and get some money on.
If you go up to the top of the group and click on announcements, there is a link there that will take you straight to it.
Cool.
Nice one. And as mentioned at the start of the show as well, that you do your own demos, and you can find them on the Zander Circuitry YouTube channel, can't you?
Yes, yeah. So yeah, just type in Zander Circuitry on YouTube and it will come up. And then on the social, it's just at Zander Circuitry on all the usual places.
Lovely.
Okay. So I want to add, just as we're wrapping up, if anyone is watching on YouTube and they hear us talking about the group, that group is Pedalboards of Doom, which is a Facebook group, which is where the YouTube channel comes from.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to plug there, Lee? I mean, you do Instagram, don't you? Which is...
Yeah, we got our Instagram, which we'll be live streaming too as well at some point. What else? I think it's about time we start up a Twitch account as well. So we're going to be doing that because apparently a lot of guitar guys are going on Twitch as well. Alex, have you seen any of that?
I'm not a Twitch user, but I know that podcasts I watch have been, a lot of the other stuff that's not necessarily gear related, but I know a lot of those guys use Twitch. So yeah, it's probably worth checking out. Can't hurt. I
always thought it was for Minecraft.
I thought that. That's exactly what I said.
There's a lot of games.
Am I old? Does that make me really old?
You're younger than me, so no.
I don't know what Minecraft is, so I'm probably the old one here.
Well,
speaking about being old, do I really have to plug my own birthday?
You do, yeah. Happy birthday, Lee. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Is it today, Lee? It actually is today.
Yeah.
What a sad bastard. I mean, spending your own birthday on a live cast.
I've had some nice messages from some people in the industry, and it's really nice that they don't just say happy birthday, send you a nice in-depth message, and you're thinking, Jesus, I don't want to name people, but it's nice that people who are obviously really, really busy go out of their way to kind of say hello. That's really nice.
Yeah,
maybe we should do that.
You've made it when Stuart Tate leaves on your timeline. You're an old cunt.
Dude,
that's it.
That's it. The YouTube monetization is buggered for this one now.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how we roll. So as Lee's not so quietly dying, I'll do my plugs as well. It's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BudgetPedalChap. You can find me. Every week I do your no talk all tones on the YouTube, which is pretty awesome. I think we've got the next one will hopefully be a pedal which is based on the circuit of the tremolo circuits from Fender amps. So that one should be rather nice. I've already given it a quick play and I lost about 40 minutes to it. So it's a pretty inspiring pedal.
I love tremolo pedals.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I came to the conclusion of as well. It's tremolo pedals. They just make everything sound better.
Yeah, they really do. A bit of tremolo and a bit of delay, and yeah, you can just play for days.
That's it. But I think that's where we're gonna wrap the old podcast.
Want to give Tonepedia a shout?
Okay, you go ahead and do that.
Because they're sponsoring us in a way. So I work with the guys over at Tonepedia, which is an interactive demoing platform. So you can go onto there, you can try out different playing styles for acoustics, basses, electric guitars, pedals, amplifiers, speakers. We've got over 600 products on there. You can go on and you can try different combinations for these bits of gear, and it's all done to an extremely high sound quality. So it's better than we could give you across YouTube and that sort of thing. So you might in the future see some Zander stuff on there. Hopefully, we'll see about that. And but there's loads of other stuff on there already. In the meantime.
Indeed. So, I think that's it. I had one last question from the YouTube.
Okay.
Do you ship to the US?
Do I? Yes, I ship worldwide. Yeah. We ship worldwide. Yeah.
There you go. I did say I think so, but
yeah, we do absolutely.
Official. Yeah. There we go. So you may have got you a sale there, mate.
Perfect. Go work it then.
That's it. Yeah. So from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. From Lee, say bye, Lee.
Bye, Lee.
And from Mr. Alex Miller from Zander Effects.
Goodbye.
It will be a tatty bye and good night for this week. Ta-ra a bit.
Good night all. Bye.
Bye. It's like the end of a 70s TV show, isn't it, with all the waving. Right, it's joke time, Alec.
This is rubbish, but I have one.
It's okay. It has to be rubbish. If it's good, it's not allowed.
All right.
It's no good if it's good.
What is the least spoken language in the world?
What is the least spoken language in the world?
Sign language.
Hey!